everyone! Welcome to a special presentation. A very special presentation with multiple friends, but no mic.
No.
I thought we all had a mic.
Oh, that's right. Now, what are we doing with all these redundant mics? Anyway, today we have two recurring guests who have been part of our show before. Introduce yourselves one by one. I'm Ethan, but you know me.
I'm Jerna. I'm a comic writer from Belgium.
And I'm Tom, a podcaster with Flash in the Pan, among other dalliances.
And of course, as always, Alf will not be seen tonight. So, I have brought this eclectic crew together from multiple sides of the world because there is a single thing that has dominated a certain level of culture for the past 15 or so years.
That's right.
A very certain level. It's not like the Super Bowl or anything, but there was a time where if you brought it up, like to say a crowded cafeteria full of high schoolers, you would hear some absolutely exuberant whoops of recognition.
And or groans of frustration, misery, exhaustion, people just getting up and leaving.
I think more the groans now than it used to be.
Yeah, I think we'll get into that because one thing that's going to be interesting about the cartoon we talk about today is that this is an adaptation that is happening 16 years after its original text started, and 15 years is a really awkward space for anything trying to tap into nostalgia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we can get into that after we've named the beast that we are taming tonight.
Yes. I'm so excited. We're finally going to do Homestar.
Yeah! Oh, hi, everybody. Let's talk about cartoons.
I don't want to talk about cartoons. Cartoons are for girls.
If only. Nah, we're doing
Great King of Town.
We're doing Homestuck, everyone.
Yes, Homestuck. So, Mike had to bow out for scheduling reasons, but was not sorry to bow out because Homestuck is something that, if you know anything about it, you might not want to get involved in the first place.
I mean, in fairness to Mike, he's the Sinfest guy. I don't think he wants to be. I don't think he wants to be associated as a Homestuck guy as well.
Yeah. Boy, I don't want to imagine what would happen if those two crossed over.
Oh, God.
I think Tatsuya Ishida would be immolated in an extremely bright white annihilation reaction, and Andrew Hussey would be really smug about it for the next 10 years.
Oh, God.
You finally contributed something to society.
So yeah, before we talk about the cartoon, I, Ethan, would very much like to hear about your relationship with Homestuck.
Okay. Please remind me of the title of the thing that came before Homestuck.
So, Homestuck is the fourth project of the MS Paint Adventures canon, if you like. Well, the MS Paint Adventures series. Before Homestuck, the one that got big was called Problem Sleuth.
That's it. That's the one that I was kind of keeping an eye on.
Yeah, so Problem Sleuth ran for a year, and then Homestuck ran for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
And some say it has never ended.
I mean, depending on what fanfictions you're reading, that's true.
I mean, there is a sequel already going on, so...
quite a bit of Homestuck's canon is in fact fan made, right?
It's interesting. So what? For those who don't know, Homestuck was a webcomic that started in 2009, created by someone called Andrew Hussey, previously of various other comic and comedy exploits, some more successful than others, some having aged better or worse than others. We don't need to go into the weeds there, but Hussey's history as an online edgelord and a weird, annoying teen is well documented. But one thing that Hussey gets into doing is comics which are choose your own adventures, right? So like they will present us with a comic panel and describe the circumstances, and then you, the reader, get to decide, what dost thou do? Willst thou take ye flask? Willst thou go left? Willst thou call thine mother? Right? And this like collaboration between artist and audience reaches its peak with Homestuck, by which time there are enough readers that there are so many audience directions and audience suggestions coming in every single day, and this is a comic that would sometimes update multiple times a day, that it eventually kind of broke its own format. But that doesn't happen until later in the series than the cartoon we're talking about today will cover. Basically, all you need to know is that the writing of Homestuck, especially in its early days, is very much a collaborative thing between Hussey having an idea of where they want things to go, and the fans kind of pushing or pulling in different directions as they find funnier or more interesting.
This is pretty much, I made the joke about Homestar, but this is basically how Strong Bad Emails worked. The brothers chaps would, in fact, come up with something they wanted Strong Bad to do, and then hunt for an email that could send him on that direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then later on, I assume the Choose Your Own Adventure part got dropped, and... Right? Sorry, I only came at the tail end of Homestuck, really.
Oh, okay. So wow. Okay, I was not expecting to be the only one who was in it from the beginning for my sins. After the first couple of acts, Andrew Hussey realizes, I'm getting so many responses and so many prompts every single day that I could just pick and choose anything I wanted from them, and so I'm just gonna write whatever.
Yeah.
Right? But it's always still written as if there is an observer prompting the characters to do things. Right? Mm-hmm. So it might be, John, retrieve your arms from the safe. Right? Or it might be, Jack, ascend. Right? By which point, we know that that's not coming from the audience. That is coming from Hussey, because Hussey at this point has decided that at this point in the plot, Jack will ascend.
Ascend to where?
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. Like these are not words that will make sense to people who haven't read or watched Homestuck, but this is like a way that this was a way that Hussey could kind of like bolt their own ambitions onto the previous format.
Right.
So everything.
And if you miss the Choose Your Own Adventure format, plenty of things have popped up in the wake, of course.
Oh, massively. Yeah.
I mean, yes, one of the ones that I've kept up the most with, which is, for the first year, but it's been going on for 10 years since, is Awful Hospital.
Oh, yes.
Still excellent.
Is that the one by by Bogleach? Yes.
And one of our own regulars, Glumdrop, actually had their own, which was called Pete's Adventure.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So there's it's always, you can really recognize the Homestuck influence in that it always starts with an ordinary day, and then something strange happens.
Yeah, but also like that.
But then I guess that's just storytelling in general, isn't it?
Not just storytelling in general, but that's how like adventure games in general go, right? Like in the original Zork, like you just start off in your own house, and then you venture outside of the house to discover, oh wait, there's this enormous complex of catacombs and forests and so on. But you just start off in a house, and you return to the house to like deposit the treasure you've collected from the dungeons.
Yeah.
Gee, I never played Zork.
And it's from the past.
It is from the past.
Yeah.
But if I'm not mistaken, Homestuck also like really was inspired by those very old adventure games where you had to like use text to write words and such. Before the point and click happens.
Yeah, like, and that's where Zork comes from, and that, would eventually morph into things like Monkey Island, Day of the Tentacle, like the whole LucasArts things, King's Quest, Space Quest, the Sierra Adventures, and then all of the things that were inspired by those, right? Like, one of the missing pieces here, and something that Andrew Hussey comes out of, is online forums culture, right? Online forums culture where, because you are on this big message board with people posting asynchronously, you can just say, hey, for this forum thread, I'm going to do a choose your own adventure. It might be text, it might be art. Often it's art, because these are, like young up-and-coming artists wanting to flex their muscles, and one of the best ways that you can flex your muscles and push yourself out of your comfort zone is with other people prompting you what to do next in the story. And so there are loads and loads and loads, like too many to even count, of these artists doing choose your own adventures on big forums, on small forums, on the Penny Arcade forums where Andrew Hussey comes from, on the Something Awful forums, right? Like all over the place. And Homestuck is the one that breaks the escape velocity the most dramatically.
I mean, it definitely is the one that has its own. It is definitely the one that has the biggest cultural impact of all those things. I'd say.
Yeah.
Although people that were involved have had even bigger cultural impacts since, as we'll see.
Absolutely, yeah. So I guess that brings us to what this cartoon is. So Homestuck officially ended back in 2017. In fits and starts, because over 8 years it had gone from strength to strength, and its fandom had sort of aged and rediscovered and then aged out again. And the way it ended was, for a lot of people, very unsatisfying. For a lot of people, very exciting. Along with a bunch of kind of messy post-Homestuck projects, including a lot of fan-driven stuff, and like an actual point-and-click adventure game whose production was, let's say, stymied.
It's still stymied
Homestuck
from the
yeah, it's still only in Act 1.
It's 2.
Right. Oh, is it 2 now?
Yeah, it was Act 1 in 2017, Act 2 in 2020, and there's still news about Act 3, I guess. There was like something, but I haven't looked into it as much. There was like something...
Yes.
Maybe it'll come out as a 2-pack with the next part of Sonic 4.
Yeah, so for a lot of people, like, Homestuck ended with more of a whimper than a bang. And with Andrew Hussey, the creator, basically saying, I don't want to do this anymore. This has destroyed my life. My fandom became an evil cult. I'm going to go and do other things now. Right?
Right.
And that was the last anyone had heard for several years, until we get this surprise announcement. By the way, Andrew Hussey is collaborating with Vivzipop, with the people behind Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss, the incredibly popular, curse word-filled Gen Z and Gen Alpha extravaganzas, to make an animated Homestuck adaptation.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what we've watched today. It is 11 minutes of animated pilot. It has a cast full of names that certain kinds of nerd will recognize. And I'm going to say it, I think it's pretty okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay too, especially for what it adapts.
Yeah. One thing that's interesting about Homestuck, and its sort of like place in the zeitgeist, right? Like, is that even if you weren't there to read it, a lot of people have osmosed what they think Homestuck is, right? It was a meme for a long time, like, let me tell you about Homestuck, and then the other person just leaves, right? Like the idea of it being this, like, Ulysses or Gravity's Rainbow or Infinite Jest of, like, really tangled, really involved, really overwritten, like, cast of thousands, like, bizarre circumstances, convoluted plot threads that tangle and get knotted around and don't really go anywhere, or maybe they do go somewhere, but only if you read the 80,000 word text updates that came along with this one panel, right? Like, just like the
it really did come from Penny Arcade.
But like the idea that like Homestuck is like a really difficult thing to get into, but if you do get into it, you get sucked in and your life is forever changed.
Yes.
The part,
Would you say those are not true?
I say that is true for a certain kind of person. It was definitely true for me for up to a point where I realized I wasn't gelling with the comic as I originally was. Though that was already a few years in, right? I didn't finish Homestuck.
That can happen.
Yeah.
That happened to me with Naruto.
Oh, I mean, yeah, like for any long ongoing series, like, you are changing as a person while you are reading or watching or playing it, right?
Admittedly, that was like 1 year into Naruto. So,
Well,
similarly, I immediately lost interest in Steven Universe when the whole Rock People plotline was really revealed. I thought I was like, oh wait, I thought this was going to be Powerpuff Girls in reverse with 3 adult superheroes and 1 kid leader. I'm not interested anymore.
That is a truly bizarre thing to hear a person say, but I guess you do you.
I mean,
Yeah. I have often been accused of having aggressively heterodyne tastes.
I mean, what works for you, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna judge if it's like, from one point you lose interest. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. There are some similarities between Homestuck fans and Steven Universe fans, which we might be we might get into later. But people who
Are we talking toxicity?
we're talking about fandoms eating themselves when there is an unknown amount of time between the last update and the next update.
That's right. Steven Universe episodes came and went. I remember. Now,
But that's immaterial to what we're talking about now. Just to kind of finish the introduction bit here, which is that this pilot only adapts like the first month or two of Homestuck,
yeah,
if that.
I've looked at someone in the comments mentioned it, and I also specify, and I've also like verified it. It's like the first 113 pages of the entire comic.
Yeah. So like that's barely any time at all. Is that even a month?
I don't know, but it's still like a good chunk of the comic, I'd say, even though it's like not as much. I mean, I was kind of surprised that in the 11 minutes it had come as far as it went. I mean, like...
Yeah, it moves along at a good clip.
For better or worse, I'd say.
And it doesn't wait for you,
Yeah,
that's for
yeah.
sure. If you don't know what the, why they have actual file folders to keep all their stuff in, it's not going to tell you.
They
just do. They explain how they work, but not why these people have file folders.
Yeah, that's my biggest complaint I think I have. It's like more a thing for established fans than for new viewers, I'd say.
I think
according to one of the comments, it has been confirmed by one of the writers of the Homestuck pilot that if the show gets greenlit, they'll remake the pilot into a proper first episode.
Yeah, I think that's the best.
I mean, that makes sense. Like, a pilot is a proof of concept, right? A pilot is saying to potential investors, like, hey, this is the kind of thing you will get if you give us money. It might change a lot. It might change very little. It might just be expanded. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I think in terms of telling people, hey, this is what an animated Homestuck will look and feel and sound like, it's pretty on the money.
Yeah.
I think that I was gonna try and explain the inventories Silodex thing, but I think we should just go through the plot maybe, and then we can talk about it as an adaptation.
Yes. another comment that I really appreciate is, I wonder what Homestuck is about. Maybe this will explain it. Watching pilot. That was great. I wonder what it was about.
Maybe it's because I've read Homestuck. Homestuck isn't well, I wouldn't say it's as complicated as people make it out. It's just really fucking dense.
It's dense and very convoluted. The way that this starts is actually pretty close.
So it is all the things you said it was stereotyped as.
It is, yes.
These stereotypes are true.
Yeah, its legacy is based in a lot of people's actual experience with the text itself.
Yeah.
So this is a pilot about there is a boy. He is 13 years old. It's his 13th birthday. His name is John Egbert.
Sure doesn't talk like a 13-year-old.
No. Part of that is because this is written by millennials based on comics written by and for millennials 15 years ago.
Yeah, I was going to say, everyone here talks like they accuse the characters in Juno of talking like.
Kind of. Part of that is also just Andrew Hussey's thing. If there's one thing Andrew Hussey loves, it is vocabulary. Every chance they get to just throw in a weird word or an interesting turn of phrase, they will do it. Mm-hmm. One thing that people, including me, have praised Andrew Hussey for many times before is being very good at character voices, right, in their writing.
Oddly enough, both Michael Cera and Elliot Page would make for a good John Egbert.
Oh, Michael Cera, John Egbert would be perfect.
Michael Cera circa Juno, not except that he wouldn't be 13.
Well, yes, but here instead we have John Egbert played by Toby Radiation Fox, who's a dog that makes video games.
Yeah, of moderate success, I'd say.
Yeah,
video games that you may have heard of, like Toho Project,
or that one Earthbound ROM hack.
Yeah. Earthbound, which was a major influence on Homestuck, funnily enough.
And now this is where you get into me. I am a hardcore Earthbound fan, and I never really got that from Homestuck, but I mean, I think everybody takes something different away from Earthbound.
I agree.
I mean, I made my own extremely Earthbound influenced thing that we'll talk about at the end, because it's probably the closest connection I have to Earthbound, to Homestuck.
So,
yeah.
And
anyway, the plot, it's about a boy. It's his 13th birthday, and he also expects a video game through the mail. But to go through that, he has to go first through his wacky father, and there's like...
Yeah, what's going on? Why is his dad slender?
Wow, I never put it together before, but replace the pages with cakes. They both come from internet forums.
Yep.
There's something to this.
Yeah, I'm just going to...
Why is he so terrified of his father, who seems to be the terrible trivium?
So, I guess I can answer that in non-spoilery ways, and it's kind of hinted at, like, from the start, like, it's John's birthday, and he is just finding cakes all around his room. Yeah. And, his big present from his father is, an enormous inflatable clown thing, and the house is full of pictures of clowns.
Yeah.
And, basically, every character in Homestuck has, like, their one thing.
Yeah.
John's is, actually, no, you know what? Maybe two for the main characters, right? John's is, paranormal investigation, right? Which is why he's got a disguise kit. He wants to discover stuff. He wants to find things out, but also he loves, crappy movies from the 90s. So those are his two things. His father loves clowns, and also pranks, which goes along with the clown thing. So the strife between John and his father is that his dad is desperately trying to birthday prank him. Hence the sort of elevated cake attacks that John has to parry and fend off.
Was this ever stated that his dad was trying to prank him? I thought his dad was just obliquely
More in the comic
evil.
than in the pilot, I'd say.
Yeah, like John and his father don't really talk. As part of this, like the dad is a silent character, almost like an adult in Charlie Brown. Right? Just this...
But without even the muted trumpet.
Yeah, he's just this silent avatar of dadness, right? He's got the pipe, he's got the hat, he's got the suit, he's got the car, right? He embodies all that is dad.
That's basically the joke. He's dead.
Yeah, he is dad. And John...
For a certain quality of dad, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize anything of my dad in this, but, we all have very different dads.
Your dad never did like an anime-inspired battle with you in the sky where he threw so many cakes at you that you dropped your magical tome.
One time, I got in trouble at school, and they called my dad to come pick me up. My dad put on this Vietnam-era camouflage vest and came in with cigarettes rolled up in his sleeve and said, "I'm going to take good care of him. Don't you worry." And he winked at me, jerking me roughly to the car, and whispered, "I'm going to throw some sand, don't panic," and screeched off to make it look like I was in big trouble. I was not in big trouble.
I mean, I guess that's
great.
The anime of that time. More like, this is more, the dad in this one is current anime, I'd say.
Yeah, you're right. I guess that was sort of like my dad was pretending to be like in Roadhouse or something.
Roadhouse the anime.
Pento no tutto.
Yeah. So yeah, John has a friend called Dave who is described in the text as insufferable, and is.
Yes.
Like Dave is a cool guy who is irony poisoned to degrees that even the most seasoned Channer would aspire to, and also is a big music fan and makes comics. You can see some of Dave's comics pinned up on his bedroom wardrobe door closset thing.
Yes, ironically, I'm much more familiar with these than I am with actual Homestuck.
Well, yeah, that's because those comics are Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff, and Sweet Bro and Hella Jeff is incoherent and bizarre enough that it's very easy to share with people out of context.
Yes. So it's kind of like if you were familiar with Teen Girl Squad, but not Strong Bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like
I have to view this whole thing through a Homestar prism because that's what I was doing at this time.
Oh, guys, that twat is some kind of wizard.
Jeez.
Trapped as a kind of wizard? Ew.
Yeah.
You didn't think this was going to be a Vor thing.
Oh no, oh no. Okay, let's move on. There are also two other friends who are girls. There's Rose, who speaks like Wednesday Addams, and is interested in all things generically gothic. She's got like a book with a tentacle monster on it. She's drawing cool cartoons and Cthulhu's on her wall. And also outside her window is constant rain and a dead tree. Ooh.
I see what you mean. I just realized that they all have the thing. They're all wearing shirts of the thing they like.
Yes. Another thing about Homestuck is that everybody has a symbol that represents them. This becomes much more important later on in the comic, but they do. And there's Jade. Jade is the wacky space cadet one who seems to live in the middle of nowhere, as opposed to in the suburbs or the fancy 60s modernist house.
Yeah.
Where Rose lives. And each of them has a pretty strongly written personality, I'd say. I think all these kids are distinctly annoying kids in their own flavor.
For the very simple style that the original comic has, they are very recognizable, I'd say.
Yeah. They've all got a distinct shape and look, despite being, black and white characters. Like, they all move in distinctive ways, which I think is done rather well.
Although Rose has been compared with Sabrina the Teenage Witch at points, so...
I mean, which makes sense, right? Especially in the modern, Riverdale-style adaptation of Sabrina.
Yeah, probably. But...
What you say about the distinctive animation is, it brings up... My question while I was watching this was, did this need to be animated?
That's
about being stuck at home.
That's the thing, though, right? Like, that was one of the big questions leading up to the pilot coming out, was loads of people saying, not just how do you adapt Homestuck, right? Because Homestuck is a comic that kind of, expands into also being a series of albums and interactive games and animations. Made by many hands, as they'd say back in the day in comics, right? But also that, do you need to animate this? And if you do animate this, what are you going to adapt? What are you going to keep? What are you going to leave out, right? Because especially the pacing of Homestuck does not lend itself to a coherent adaptation without dropping a lot of stuff or severely changing how things turn out, except that this is only adapting the first 100-odd pages, which are way more coherent and linear than things will become later.
Well, I think with Homestuck nowadays, it did end in 2017, like you said, but you have, 2 point-and-click games, 2 visual novels, the epilogues and the sequel, and it's kind of like that. I guess that Welcome to Night Vale, where at one point it just keeps on going, and you realize it's just like a thing that leaves the lights on. I'd say from a more cynical
That's a good
perspective.
way of putting it.
'Cause
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, I didn't realize that you meant that cynically. I thought that was kind of hopeful.
I think it's both, right? Like if there's one thing that one thing that's known pretty well about Homestuck, even by casual fans, is that its creator Andrew Hussey has always had a conflicted relationship with the work they make.
In a lot of
right?
In a lot of
Don't
sense.
you?
Homestuck,
Yeah, I do, but I am not in conversation with millions of fans whenever I
in
post
a lot of
something.
ways, Homestuck is the
true.
modern equivalent of Star Wars and George Lucas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Take that, JK.
I see. That's in that.
Fuck you, John Christofalusi Rowling.
I'm going to ask you to expand on that because I'm interested in this analogy.
Well, Star Wars for George Lucas meant a lot of wealth, but I think at one point, especially when he was making the prequels, it was like more of a curse than a blessing, I'd say.
He definitely made the prequels because he ran out of money after his divorce. And the problem there is that he divorced the woman who, by a lot of accounts, was the secret power behind Star Wars.
Plus, and there's also
Interesting.
Also, he gained a very toxic fandom with Star Wars, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that comparison works to an extent, but also George Lucas's. I think George Lucas's writing process was never about my fans are contributing to this directly.
But it's more like a super
right, the onlineness of the relationship between creator and fan with Homestuck, with a lot of online properties, but Homestuck, as one of the most prominent examples of this, kind of makes it a different beast in terms of just fandom, right? And how you'd actually want to approach that and look at the power dynamics. And this is something that does eventually get written into the comic, right? Like, as is kind of a cliche for webcomics, the author becomes a self-insert character. We even see a brief shot at the end of this pilot of Andrew Hussey in their bedroom, pressing up against the window as if to say, either let me out or stop looking at me.
Yeah, I don't even know what Andrew Hussey looks like, and I immediately knew that was him.
Oh no, that's what they look like. That is what Andrew Hussey looks like. It is a very simple but very accurate self-portrait. All that's missing is the beautiful lips, which have been which have literally had ballads written dedicated to them. We should finish the plot. I realize. John didn't get the package he wanted from Jade because it's still in his dad's car. He can't get into his dad's car because he's got to fight his dad first. But while fighting his dad, the house blows up. But it's fine, and his dad,
Yeah, what happens is his dad abuses the inventory system, shoving a cake into his son's inventory, making 2 items drop out that interact with each other and explode.
Yes.
A set of pills and a big tome. This is...
Yeah, they're like smoke pellets.
That's kind of the origin of Transformers here, but...
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
For those of you who don't remember, the origin of the Transformers universe is that there was a universe that came before it, and Unicron ate it. But he forgot to wipe his mouth, so a couple of crumbs interacted with each other, and there was a big bang, creating the new universe.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well,
anyway,
now I know.
Let's finish the plot. It basically ends with the smoke alarm going off, distracting his dad, so John can go upstairs to his room and install the game. And there it ends. It's basically a very mundane plot, if you ask me. So it's just boys see his birthday, has some confrontations with his dad, and installs a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, speaking of Star Wars, we find that this is all a video game being played by a Jawa.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, kinda. This is something that we see right at the start of the cartoon, is that like we don't open on the suburbs where John lives. We open on this vast expanse of desert with a ruined city in the background, and in an underground bunker, a strange figure wrapped in bandages is looking at this enormous console with 4 screens on it, and on one of the screens is John and his adventures, and a couple of times in the cartoon, we see a cursor on screen dragging things around, right? That is implied to be the observer. The observer being the audience of the cartoon, right? From the very outset, this Homestuck cartoon is telling us this is a cartoon about watching the cartoon. This is a piece of media about interacting with the piece of media that you are interacting with. Right, it is.
But of course, this time it's not interactive because they're recreating the original interactive property.
Exactly. Yes. Right. It's a cliche that comes up a lot in media studies, especially in edit point. It is a kind of a cliche that comes up a lot in media studies. Is that every text kind of teaches you how to read it. Right? And Homestuck very much wants you to know, as an audience member, that participation, that observation is participation, and that your participation matters materially to the characters within the text. Right? And this is a way for the cartoon to make that canon from the very start of it. Right? This this shadowy figure is not something from the very beginning of Homestuck. This is something that has been added in for that extra context, and also so that the fans will go, "Oh yeah, it's that guy. I remember that guy. Yeah."
So they do. So this is an existing character. He wasn't created for the cartoon.
Everything you see on screen, character-wise and happening-wise, is something from the comic.
It's definitely fan moments, when John puts the fake arms in the cake. you have to go like, oh, I remember that from the comic, or when his nana's ashes fall on the ground, it's also from the comic. It's like, which, like I said, it's what makes it kind of alienating for new viewers.
I'm delighted that somebody put in the suggestion, knock over your grandma's ashes. Just do it.
Yeah, well,
fuck that bitch.
Yeah, I mean, like that. That's the thing, is that a lot of the cruft that is being left out of this adaptation is like page upon page of like just John being made to dick around inside his room, right? Because it's an adventure game, so you want to examine every single thing you can see, right?
Right.
And
so what we're seeing here is an edited Let's Play.
A massively edited Let's Play, yes. And it ends up being a tight 10 minutes, which from 100 pages, right? 100 pages, sometimes with a lot of text of dialogue, is actually a pretty lean adaptation.
Considering like a lot of the dialogue in the comic is, well, it's mostly switching between narration or very dense and long worded chat logs.
Yes, and they are chat logs, right? Like the primary way that the characters communicate in Homestuck is through chat logs. Every character is written with their own what came to be called typing quirks, right? So and like the more characters that are introduced, the more weird and esoteric their typing quirks become. This is part of a shorthand that Hussey uses to like distinguish every character dialogue-wise from every other character, and it works for the most part, right? Like, you really do get to know these characters' personalities through the way that they type with each other, because Homestuck is Homestuck doesn't exist as a text without the experience of having grown up online, right?
Right. Which is what makes it impenetrable for above a certain generation.
And that leads us again into the pilot and the voices they've cast, because...
we should talk about the voice acting.
I don't know how you guys imagine those voices in your head, but when it comes to
not a clue.
The voices...
Never heard.
In the pilot, they've pretty much nailed it, I'd say, like, character-wise.
I think so too. Yeah, like we already talked about Toby Fox as John, which is like spot on, I think, and like a lot of the comments are especially praising Toby Fox's role as like, this is how I imagine John Egbert sounding. Absolutely.
Because sorry, I just want to say, Toby Fox is not someone you know for his voice acting skills.
No, Toby Fox is someone who you've only really heard talk if you have seen interviews where Toby isn't even on screen. Like Toby interacts with the world as an avatar of a little sprite of an annoying white dog.
Many of those he's speaking Japanese.
Yeah, many of those he's speaking Japanese, right? But like Toby Fox's relationship with Andrew Hussey goes back to like the way early days of Homestuck. Like at one point, Toby Fox was like coding Undertale while living in Hussey's basement or something like that. Like they've been tight for a long time, and also Toby Fox became most known through Homestuck as one of the main composers of the music, because this is a comic that would end up having a lot of music incorporated into it, and much of it was by Toby Fox. So that's the Toby Fox connection. Toby Fox is also the executive producer of this, which I find pretty funny, that like you've got this tripartite executive producers of Andrew Hussey, Toby Fox, and Vivian Madrano, aka Vivzy Pop, like three of the people who have defined like this generation in online media, and also have spawned some of the most virulent fandoms.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends who are Vivzy Pop haters because of some sort of, like anti-trans sentiments that she said in the past.
Vivian Medrano is a very controversial character, and I don't think it's
Yes.
necessary to go into all the weeds for that.
Yes. However, I do want to note that everyone I know that is a slobbering fan of hers is themselves a trans woman. So
There is a lot of
Yeah.
crossover there. Yeah, I think
yeah,
I think that the combination of Vivian Mandrano and Andrew Hussey being in charge of things, given that that they are both very, very controversial online creators who have said things that have pissed off a lot of people, rightly or wrongly, over the years. I think it's like a match made in heaven / hell.
it makes me wonder how much of this is actually seeing someone for who they really are, and how much of it is just that when you're that much under the microscope, everything you say gets magnified.
Exactly, yeah, and this is something that Andrew Hussey has spoken about a lot in interviews, right? Like I mentioned earlier, that they said, "Fuck this! I'm done with Homestuck. I've created a cult. I regret everything I've ever done." Right, and then.
Right.
Well, maybe I could make an extra $1 million by doing a Homestuck cartoon and selling merch
I mean,
immediately.
Homestuck makes money. I wouldn't.
Homestuck makes money that is then questionably managed by all accounts. But oh yeah, we were talking about the voice cast. I'm sorry. Dave, played by Adam MacArthur. Dave is exactly as annoying cool kid as I would have hoped, I think. He speaks with that kind of total kind of rap influenced self-confidence that you would expect. He's also very dynamically animated, and the voice acting really reflects that, I think. It's good. It's a good characterization.
Rose is voiced by Cara Lee. I know her from the Persona games, the Persona 5 games in particular.
Of course, yeah.
Where she doesn't play as smart as character, but she also plays a smart character in both Homestuck and Persona 5, I'd say. So I guess she does nail that smart, alecky, wise ass sort of thing with Rose, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And, rounding out the cast is a lady you might have heard of called Colleen O'Shaughnessy, who is known for, I don't know, she's fucking Tails from Sonic.
Oh.
No,
I hadn't heard of her.
Okay, yeah, she is the voice of Tails in the games, and then was the voice of Tails in the big-budget Sonic movies that recast all the other roles.
Must have been starstruck when he had to play opposite her.
You know what? I think I would have been as well if I were Keanu Reeves. Yeah. Because,
you're the real Tails. Do you want to be in my band, Dogstar?
I would have a heart attack if Keanu Reeves asked me to be in his band Dogstar. I want to talk. Keanu Reeves, genuinely, one of my favorite people, I think, not just actors. Everything I've seen about him, he sounds like an absolute delight to be around. And yes, I have read the sci-fi novel he wrote with China Miéville. It's actually kind of good.
Oh yeah, no, he is a delight. He is a multi-talented, which is and I trust that one day he really will write that song that unites the universe.
If anyone could do
John
it,
Wick
if
and
anyone
Tails,
could do it.
excellent.
Colleen O'Shaughnessy,
and it's Homestuck.
If you have played video games, if you have seen cartoons, especially anime, you have heard Colleen O'Shaughnessy's voice. She's been on Digimon, she's been in Bleach, she's been in at least a couple of Sailor Moons. Of course, she's in all the Sonic stuff. She's in Ponyo, even. And she's in a bunch of
games. Who was she in Ponyo?
She was... Oh, hell. I had this written down somewhere because I was like,
It'd
oh
be
hey, it's
hilarious if-
Ponyo.
she was Ponyo.
No. She was a minor character, but I remember watching Ponyo and being like, hey, I recognize that voice. But anyway, yeah, Colleen O'Shaughnessy, fantastic get for this kind of project. I think
all the cast are legit voice actors, but I feel like getting Colleen O'Shaughnessy was it's a flex, I'd say.
I think it is, yeah, and I think it points to a real confidence in the project, right? That you're like, you know what? If we want to knock this out of the park, if we want to to be maximally charitable, right? We've already talked about potentially weird or unhelpful things about a couple of people behind this, but like to be maximally charitable, like I can see, you know, like a Zoom meeting where they're like, you know what have we got Colleen O'Shaughnessy? Like, let's take a swing and see if she would be up for this. And it turns out she was, and she does really well. Like, her version of Jade is appropriately adorable.
It's like, not only a big name, but you get like a very spot-on voice for Jade, I'd say.
Yeah. Jade being like this kind of big-hearted space cadet, you know, like you know, wears her emotions on her sleeve. She's very, you know, she's very forward. She's very proactive, but also she's like self-aware in her goofiness. I think one thing that's interesting about all these kids, and maybe this is something that makes them feel older than they are canonically, is that they are all very self-aware about their own shticks.
And you've got also like a few other voice actors. Hang on, I got them here.
We got the narrator, of course.
Yes, this is somebody famous and kind of controversial too, I believe.
Yeah, so the narrator is Chris O'Neill, aka Oni or Oni NG, who is...
Oh, I thought it was Oney. Okay.
It's Oni, but I can see why you'd make that mistake, as if you've only seen it written down. Yeah, so Oni is an animator and YouTube guy who has been doing stuff since, like, Newgrounds 2006, right? This is my bread and butter. We haven't done an Oni episode yet on Flash in the Pan, but we will at some point, guaranteed. But yeah, Oni has been doing stuff on Newgrounds since the long ago. Had very popular series such as Leo and Satan was a big one. But also started doing Let's Plays a decade ago, became extremely popular doing that, and also is now one of the creators of the very popular Adult Swim show Smiling Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't certain if he was one of the creators or his Let's Play influenced the creation of Smiling Friends.
Yeah, so I don't know if he's like the creator, but like he's been involved in it from the start.
Yes.
And like
much like Toby Fox.
much like Toby Fox with Hamsteak, yeah. But yeah, Oni is also a controversial figure because he is an online personality who has a real knack for being very abrasive. Also comes from the online edgelord scene. And has all of that associated baggage, to be frank.
Yeah.
I think, and this is not because I'm just not a fan of Oni as like a creator, but like, I think the narration is the weakest link in terms of the voice acting here. I think it's a little, I think it's a bit too overdone. I think it's, a little bit just like annoying, but not in a charming way, like the kids are.
It feels very annoying for annoying, and I'd say.
Yeah, which is definitely going to work for some people. It doesn't work for me. I
am surprised that Richard Horvitz didn't narrate it himself.
Oh my! I can see Richard Horvitz having a bit like being the kind of narrator that is like more directly antagonistic towards the kids, which I think would fit I think would fit the mood of the show a bit more, right? Because especially because like, oh my gosh, if Richard Horvitz ends up voicing Andrew Hussey, that would be perfecto. That would be amazing, right? I would buy a t-shirt tomorrow if that was announced.
So the narrator is supposed to be Andrew Hussey, then?
No, but also, yeah.
Is it the Jawa?
Okay. So. Okay, this is going to get in the weeds briefly, so please indulge me for a minute. So, one thing that happened as the audience prompts were phased out of Homestuck is this comes at the same time as it is revealed that there is an individual character communicating things to the kids. Right? So the character wrapped in bandages kind of becomes like, it turns out that you, the audience, were this character all along and you didn't even know. And then that gets I don't
know how it was revealed, but I like the idea of it being like, you've been playing this game for a long time. It's time to get up and go to the bathroom. And then you see your face in the mirror for the
that
first
would
time
also
and you're this thing.
fit into
that's pretty close. That's pretty close to what happens, yeah. But then, like, the character behind the screen goes off and has other adventures, and you learn more about them, and you learn more about the other people they know, and so on, right? Like everything is recursive in this series.
And then,
which is another part of its appeal to a lot of people, and another part of it that makes a lot of people go.
And then finally, we also have Brandon J. Rounding up as Karkat, the annoying little troll at the end.
Yeah, beep beep meow.
One line?
Yeah, he gets one line and then he gets half of another line.
Actually,
which is cute. Ethan.
Oh, I thought his one line was, I only get one line?
So yeah, Ethan, what is your opinion of this little sweary guy? You like him?
This has something to do with how about 10 years ago, all my favorite not safe for work artists started drawing gray-faced characters, right?
You know what? Probably. Either that or something went wrong with their copies of Photoshop. But yeah, this is Karkat. He will become important later. If you are a fan, you know this guy. If you're not a fan, then you're like, I've seen this guy at conventions with like 18 people dressing up as him.
Then
Karkat, yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. If you will ever understand this.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like this is something that has been talked about a lot. I've talked about it on my podcast when we talked about Homestuck. But like, one of the things that Homestuck did to like the idea of fandom in the modern age is like actually change how conventions operated in terms of things like their cosplay policies. But I am not going to go into that because it's a much longer discussion. But yeah, Karkat is like a fan favorite character. Everyone loves him. He's a sweary, angry little guy. His personality is like the angry eyes emoji. And yeah, like at the very end, we get like a big montage of all these big, exciting, weird-looking vistas, and then the camera zooms through this whole cast of other characters with grey skin, and they've all got different outfits and different symbols on their clothes, and it's like, ooh, what's up with all these guys? I wonder what adventures we're going to get to see them doing.
Okay.
Yeah, and we end like the actual plot of the episode with John asking if Jade can see the future, and then we pull back to the screens with the mysterious shrouded figure looking at the screens, clicks on a different screen, zooms into Jade's bedroom, and then we're outside, and Jade is like in the sky. Maybe she's asleep, maybe she's dreaming, but also the sea she's looking at becomes this lava-filled pool, and then flashes of all these different characters and scenes, and then we're done. Buy our t-shirts, please buy our t-shirts, please for the love of God, buy our t-shirts.
Because as we know, online series are these days funded by their merch.
They are, yes. And you know what? They're pretty adorable. I would not be upset if I was given like a John plush.
Yeah.
I think I'd be okay with that.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Here's I'm looking at the last shots, and like, okay, we have the Jawa doing a crayon drawing on the wall,
Yep.
and John using his like Slimer hammer to fight a bunch of clowns.
Yep.
And something with a some sort of angelic-looking thing with a sword through its chest, facing down the jerk guy.
Facing down Dave, yeah.
Yeah. And there's something underneath them that I have absolutely no idea what it is. It might be some form of clown, and then okay.
That is an unfortunate puppet.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
aren't we all?
I was going to say, aren't those the stars of all of John's favorite movies? But,
see, you're getting it. You're getting it.
Speaking of which, fucking Little Monsters.
Yes.
Nice. Now we finally have an excuse to talk about Little Monsters on special presentation.
Okay.
I love Little Monsters.
This is now a podcast about Little Monsters.
Hey, are you looking for your brother?
Well, we've got him!
Yeah, I also haven't seen it. Sorry, Ethan.
I wish.
Okay, well, Little Monsters is a movie where somebody gets their head ripped off and has a pumpkin slapped on to replace it. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah, go see Little Monsters. Anyway, let's see. And then there's like some sort of cityscape that looks possibly like heaven, and somebody marching toward a giant flower on a plinth, and what looks like the House of Falling Water, and Jade is in it. And okay,
oh, it's a Rose in the big house. That is Rose's house.
Oh, right. You know, it really helps to give characters more distinctive names that aren't all the same number of letters. And
okay, Ethan, are you saying that on purpose as a joke?
I'm sorry. What? What?
Every character
I hadn't counted the number.
Every character in Homestuck follows a naming convention.
Oh, I see. Because there's a 4-character limit.
It's 4 characters, then 7 characters: John Egbert, Dave Strider, Jade Harley, Rose Lalonde.
It's frustrating.
And
here's what appears to be Dad with a missing arm.
But what it means is that you, and I don't know if this was deliberate at the start, but it definitely became deliberate when we introduced the troll characters, that you, as an audience member, if you want to make your own fan character, you have a fun naming convention you can follow.
Yeah. So, what else is in the pilot? Yeah.
And then, what the hell? Okay, and then we have Carcat again, and he's just sitting in the window from Muppet Babies looking cool.
Yep.
And there's some sort of, like, scorpion ghost. And,
yep.
And then we have this bloody X-Men character who is putting on a ring. And then the brief shot of Andrew Hussey in his room full of horsies.
Oh yeah. That is a canon thing about Andrew Hussey.
He loves horsies?
To an extent, yes.
Yes.
Loves horses, hates wizards and fancy Santas.
Then we have a fish woman with the Pisces symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And some that are going by too fast for me to see their symbols, but looks like we've got one for every sign of the Western Zodiac.
Yes.
Are there Eastern Zodiac ones?
There are not really, no. But we do get one for each of the Western Zodiac. Yes, we got Carcat is Cancer. We've got Aquarius. We've got Pisces. We've got Scorpius, etc., etc.
Scorpius. Okay. And is that? And last one, we have a caterpillar playing video games on their computer. Oh no, it's Carcat again.
Yeah, as Carcat, the caterpillar is just a really cool gaming chair he's got, which looks really comfy. Imagine the back support of those soft caterpillar bits.
Yeah, it's like lounging on a hickory horned devil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we can see that Carcat's bedroom is much like John's, in that like it's got a computer, it's got a bunch of movie posters. These are for like weird alien movies, but recognizably movie posters, and also a calendar on his wall, just like John has a calendar with a date saved.
A date with a question mark, so he doesn't know what's happening that day.
Yeah, and then Carcat, being angry, just
angry.
smashes his keyboard. And that's it. Because he's angry.
And that's the pilot.
He's losing at Homestuck, apparently.
I don't think it's possible to win at Homestuck. But yeah, then...
It's a strange game. The only way to win is to not play.
You say that, but depending on your readings, that is canon.
So...
Right? Yeah, and that's a Homestuck.
Yeah.
That's everything
Yeah.
that happens in the pilot.
We really did go into detail because it's only 10 minutes.
It's only 10 minutes.
We reviewed shorter things than this. When, remember when we did "I'm Ziggy, Who Are You"? But
Yeah.
oh no, Zippy, not Ziggy.
So a couple of things that I wanted to talk about because they seem, because they are, as you were talking about, Ethan, like kind of obtuse for a new viewer, but also kind of do make sense in the context. The first one is like all this futzing around with inventory stuff, right? Like,
right.
So this obviously is a relic of this being a choose your own adventure game, right? Like, one of the main things about video games, and especially adventure games, is inventory management, right? You know, like, you can only hold...
I know. I've been trying to get my friends into Earthbound, and they all bump their heads against the inventory management there, because every character can only hold, 12 items.
Exactly.
And you keep having to choose to throw things away.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? And, and so this is something that is pretty prominent in the early days of Homestuck, is, like, every character has their own Sylladex. They have their own types of capture log, right? And with John, it's just like one in, one out, right? And they're always in a set order unless you're specifically equipping them. And as Dave says, this is silly bullshit. Dave can just summon things from his inventory whenever he wants. You can also equip an item for your strife specibus. Again, Andrew Hussey loves vocabulary, right? It's just your equipped weapon. But it's your
Strife Specibus?
Your
Specibus?
Yes.
Specibus?
Yeah.
Fat...
It's a perfectly prominent word, Ethan. I don't know what you have such a problem with.
Fat Billy? I don't know.
And, so John's got a hammer. Dave apparently has a cool sword. And, yeah, so all the inventory bollocks here is... Within the canon of Homestuck, it's just like, this is just a thing that everyone has, right? Because everyone has to interact with the world as a game, and they do not recognize this as a weird thing. This is just completely normal to them, right? It's like a fish doesn't have a word for water. Right? It's weird to us, but I think it's played... I think it's played in such a way that I can see, like... Let's say, you're 12, you're a big Has-Been Hotel fan... And suddenly there's this new thing called Homestuck, which you've heard about from, your older cousins or something, but you've never read this comic, but hey, there's a cartoon of it. I think it's legible to a new young audience. I think they would get that.
I was hoping for more explanation, but I guess you just have to wait for the actual series.
Yeah. I mean, we do get we get a brief explanation from Dave, which is not quite an expository thing so much as a, hey, why are you still screwing around with this old system when I got a cool system? Look at my cool system. Anyway, bye. Right?
His system didn't really look all that different.
It's not that different. It is actually more obtuse. Because he's the irony guy. There are a couple of moments in the comic where you get to see these characters computer desktops, and Dave's is absolutely horrendous. It is a living nightmare.
Everyone take a moment to look at your own desktops.
it makes mine look like a pristine new install.
Oh, that's weird. Where's my... Oh. What happened to my wallpaper? That's strange.
Uh-oh. But yeah, and so like the first big fight between John and his dad, right, happens to also kind of be a tutorial for the audience and for John about how to use your inventory in times of crisis.
I'm surprised that they didn't turn this into the martial art of this whole thing, was the idea of loading other people's inventories up with junk and forcing their useful items out.
I mean, that's what his dad's done, because his dad is more skilled and experienced in the art of the strife. Yeah, and we should talk about the fight scene animation, because the animation itself, I think
the animation overall,
pretty
I
cool.
think is really great. Like, especially from its origin. I mean, the art in Homestuck could also be very elaborate, but at the very start it was like these kind of like sprite-esque things, I'd say.
Yeah, like Homestuck is sprites and art assets being puppeted around. Only redrawn when absolutely necessary. And this extended to, like, even in late game Homestuck, like, the big elaborate animations that had, like, a dozen people working on, it was still mostly, like, assets being moved around and puppeteered rather than actual fluid animation like we see here. And the fluid animation really does help sell the idea that, yes, this can be a cartoon rather than just a, hey, remember that comic you like? They made an animation of it, right? We've seen animations. Yeah. Homestuck got known for its animations. Homestuck's animations were so popular that they caused Newground to get DDoSed because so many people wanted to watch it, right?
and not like a attack like it was legitimately different people all over the world wanted to see it.
Yes. Pop's output. Say what you want about Habbo Hotel and Undercover Boss, but the animation is usually very good in those instances.
Yeah, and
I think the character designs are better in this than they are in Has Been.
In that they're actually legible. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, a lot has been said about how the characters in Has Been Hotel absolutely look like DeviantArt bases. But although it's gotten better this second season, I think.
I haven't seen the Has Been.
At least something got better this second.
I've only seen the pilot.
Anyway, the rest of the series is both worse and better. This is one of those things that I'm watching with my girlfriend, but I'm getting even with her by making her learn about Mystery Science Theater. I think she wins in that estimation.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the other thing I wanted to bring up briefly is that, and this is one of the issues with adapting something which is, like, so self-aware, is that we do get a lot of, like, VFX and text on screen and so on, which we can tell the characters can see, right?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
like, we get the title
trying
drop.
to figure out...
Like an actual title drop
Yeah.
in the universe.
I have been rewinding back and forth trying to figure out what the word is that John's dad uses to knock him through the wall. Because I did he just bash him through the wall with the word horse shit? But no, it's not. It's Dote Smite.
Dote Smite, yes. Because he loves his son, and this is his way of expressing his love through violent pranks. It would help if it had been spelled right the first time, where the first time it says DOSEMITE, so it says Dose-mite? Oh, really? Is there an actual typo in it? Yeah, there is a typo. Oh, no! Oh, yeah, you're right. That's wild. I'm amazed that wasn't caught. Oh well, that's what pilots are for. You can change that for the final product.
Yeah. I was like, what does he mean? Is this some sort of joke on Dolomite?
Yeah. But also, and like we get some fun like they play with the animation a lot. Like when John first like strikes his dad with the hammer, like his dad like just turns around as if he's a 2D sprite. Like. There are lots of really fun little
explicitly Paper Mario reference there. Yeah.
Lots of really fun little video gamey touches here to kind of sell you on the idea that okay, even though these kids are about to play a video game, they are themselves in some kind of game, or at least some kind of fiction.
Yeah, speaking of Richard Horvitz, it reminds me of the Invader Zim episode where Zim becomes friends with Keat, and they do this weird little victory dance that involves sort of warping around one another like sprites.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, like, Invader Zim is absolutely upstream of Homestuck.
And
oh, yeah. No comparison, but yeah. It could get there. It could get there.
I kind of wanted to mention something about the viewership. It has currently about 2 million views on YouTube, which, I mean, 2 million, which
2,096,000.
that's a good number, but those are, that's a bit low. I mean, considering.
Now compare that to how Knights of Guinevere
even Has Been Hotel's pilot had like
views.
What, like 30 at the start, at the beginning. So
yeah, like it's interesting, right? It's going to be interesting to see what the viewership is like if and when this goes to series, and I think it probably is going to go to series. I think whatever funding they have raised through merch and so on has reached enough critical mass for that to happen. But it's going to be really interesting to see what the numbers look like, and it's going to be interesting to see what the viewership looks like demographically as well, right? Because a lot of people my age, who had Homestuck in their late teens, early 20s, are kind of done with it, right? When this was announced, the most common reaction I saw among friends of mine was, "Oh no," right?
Yeah. I am scrolling down through the suggested videos next to this, and let's see, we have got it's worse than I thought. Homestuck pilot.
Well, I mean,
and
also
why does nobody care about the Homestuck pilot?
That's also
the animated Homestuck pilot and why it's doomed. The Homestuck pilot is a bad adaptation and a bad pilot. Homestuck's pilot is bad. Is Andrew Hussey the problem? Why is the Homestuck pilot so controversial? There's no controversy. Everyone agrees it's bad, apparently.
Yeah, but I don't think it is though. I don't think this is great. This does not stir the kind of oh yeah, we're so back emotions that I was kind of hoping it would, hoping against hope. But also this doesn't suck. This is not bad by any stretch of the imagination, right? Mm-hmm. This is clearly done with actual talent, with actual skill, with actual effort, right? There's a lot of money on the screen. You know, this doesn't feel half-assed. This doesn't feel like a cash grab. This doesn't feel as cynical as it could have been. By a long margin. You know what? There you go. In my suggested videos, right down the side, Homestuck animated pilot is pretty good, actually. Says YouTube user Queries.
I'm just bringing up the.
Sorry, we didn't get your name wrong on purpose.
2 million.
Hold on. How do you actually quote? There you go. Quote.
Oh, and Little Monsters.
I just wanted to bring up the 2 million viewers because it's low for a series that at one point nuked the servers of
broke the
Newgrounds and multiple other websites in the process because people wanted to see a particular kind of page that just came.
Well, I mean, it's Newgrounds versus YouTube. It's a much bigger pond.
It is a much bigger pond, and the online animation scene is very, very different to how it was even 5 years ago. Let alone let alone 10 when Homestuck was like blowing up Newgrounds.
Animation is more accessible than it's ever been, which is great, but it also means that, there are fewer and fewer eyeballs to compete for, because you can't just sit and watch cartoons forever. Try as you might.
Against,
exactly.
What have you got? Knights of Gwynfair and the Amazing Digital Circus. So
yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah, that's what the narration voice reminded me the most of was the ringmaster character from Digital Circus.
Is that also Wani or Oni?
I think it's mostly that same kind of type that they.
Okay.
It's mostly this kind of voice. Anyone can do it if they really try.
It's a bouncy, upbeat voice.
Yeah.
He's got a big boost of confidence.
Yeah. Why are all these teenagers swearing so much?
The Muffin Man?
Do you know the Muffin Man?
There you go. See?
The Muffin Man.
Speaking of voice stuff, all of us mentioned Richard Horvitz. Guess who was the voice direction guy for this?
Could that have been why we mentioned Richard Horvitz?
Yes, it's Richard Horvitz.
We forgot to mention that he was the voice director? He was the voice director.
He was the voice director, Richard Horvitz himself, which I think completely makes sense.
The creator of Invader Zim doing a voice in Hell of a Boss? Or am I... Hang on.
Jonan Vasquez?
Is Jonan Vasquez?
Because there's an overlap. Oh, no, it's Richard... It's Horvitz. My...
I mean... Yeah.
Jonan Vasquez.
I didn't hear anyone in Hell of a Boss who sounded like old
Moxie,
kid.
So my mistake.
Okay.
Yeah. Moxie is Richard Horvitz. Yes. What's left to say about the Homestuck pilot? Right, is this going to become a huge genre-defining series? I don't think so. Is it going to lead more people to read the comic? It already has, definitely, right? It's very difficult to read the comic, or at least it's more difficult to read the comic nowadays than it has ever been before. Archival efforts are weirdly stymied and also difficult. I'm not sure of the status of... because basically one thing about Homestuck, to read it, is that as the comic went on, some things got retconned, as in Hussey would literally go back and change details in earlier pages to fit new canonical things, to fit new plot story revelations.
As is his right as the creator,
right?
Person.
I would say.
There you go. Yeah, I do know that there is a fan-made project, it's like the Homestuck Reader app, I think it was called, where you can use that to read this archive of Homestuck that changes depending on where you are in the story.
Oh, that's cool. Actually, that is real attention to detail.
It is, yeah. It's not massive changes or anything. It's oh, by the way, after page 2000, John has green hair now, and you go back and John has green hair and everything. No, not quite like that. But there are important things which only become relevant in hindsight, right? And again, this is this is coming from all of the various influences on Andrew Hussey. Like comic books as a thing, the kind of meta moves that stuff like Animal Man did, that stuff or things like the Never-Ending Story, that stories about stories about stories about stories. The idea of the author as a character that can interact with the characters they have created. All of this stuff in Homestuck does come from other places and is kind of filtered through the internet poisoned brain of a nerd called Andrew Hussey.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why it's so interesting. That's one of the reasons why shout out to Michael Lutz and and who was on our podcast Flash in the Pan a while ago to talk about Homestuck, because he and oh my gosh, I'm sorry,
Tick, tick, tick.
why can't I remember his last name? Cameron.
I'll put on the Flash in
Yes.
the Pan website.
No.
Mitchell?
Hang on.
Clark? This isn't your partner on Flash of the Pan.
No. Please cut this out. This is very embarrassing. Sorry. So
Cut something
very
out
highly
on
professional
special presentation.
podcast
Have you been
show.
listening to this show?
please. No, don't, because I'm going to feel like such a jerk that I didn't remember Cameron Conselman. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I was literally listening to their podcast the other day. But yeah, Michael Lutz and Cameron Conselman
See, you got it.
did spend a long time and a very, very long podcast series doing a full read through and analysis of Homestuck called Homestuck Made This World, which I massively recommend if you have the time to spend. Like, it's like two people who with a background in like game studies and narrative studies reading and dissecting Homestuck. One of them was a Homestuck fan back in the day. The other one doesn't care for it. But like one of the things that comes up a lot with their discussion is the fact that despite having this like enormous, auteur presence, Andrew Hussey is playing with toys that have been long established in like ideas of like postmodern and metatextual fiction stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, that was the point that I was going to make after seeing all this and getting a better idea of what Homestuck is. I often quote, again, I have to apologize. I often quote John Kricfalusi, who after seeing the original pilot for Dexter's Laboratory, his words on it was, "This is not the kind of cartoon I would make. But it is absolutely the kind of cartoon that I would watch religiously, tape every episode, and throw a screaming fit in the toy aisle for merchandise of." Which I think is, about as high a recommendation as you can get. This, Homestuck, is not the kind of show that I would watch religiously, tape every episode, and throw a screaming fit for. But it is the kind of thing I would make. So I think a lot of my complaints with it come from, I wouldn't have done it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, and thankfully, for better or worse, but mostly for better, like, we have a decade and a half of other media, other cartoons, comics, games, music, that was inspired by its creators being really into Homestuck back in the day. Like one of the best science fiction series at the moment is the Locked Tomb trilogy by Tamsin Muir. Tamsin Muir got her start in Homestuck fandom.
Oh.
Doing Homestuck fanfics.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. People who have read those books and didn't know they're going,
read those books.
I've
I've read some discussions and it's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense now. Okay.
Yeah. They're good books, right? Gideon the Ninth on its own is just really, really fun. The series, which is still uncompleted, funnily enough, has a final installment that we've been waiting on for too many years. But this weird how that keeps happening with big ambitious creations. The Locked Tomb series, like, if you want a fix of a Hussian text, let's say, right, a post-Homestuck thing that ended up finding its own voice and being massively popular and influential, which I think it is among the right circles. You could do a lot worse, right? And that's just one example, right? Toby Fox's Undertale comes out of working on Homestuck, right? And also is involved by a dozen other games and films and cartoons and so on, right? None of these things exist in a vacuum. All of these things exist in dialogue with other things, and it's interesting to see the Homestuck pilot released into a world it made.
Yeah. Well, it's sometimes it can be hard to tell the difference between these things. Let me lay out something for you, and tell me how Homestuck influenced its sounds to you. Okay, there's this novel where the main character is a game streamer, and it's almost entirely made up of her and her discussions with the people in her chat. The people in the chat all have very distinctive voices, and you can often recognize who's speaking without looking at the name with the colon in front of it. And what happens in this story is that she acquires, the game streamer, whose name is B, acquires a cartridge, a game system on a chip that has 167 games, and she decides to play through all of them for her weekly streams. And she goes through about 12 a night, and slowly they start to put together a story that is happening interlocked between these games, about how there was something that was locked in a box and was let out when it was not supposed to be. And there's also something about blue-skinned zombies. And eventually, when she reaches the halfway mark, the game instructs her to open the controller she's been playing with and take the pill that is inside. There's a lot. Obviously, that's a little stressful. But once she takes the pill, now she can speak to the characters in the game, and it all starts over again. But this time, it's all in order, and she can. And one by one, she starts waking up the characters in the game who were put to sleep after a huge crisis. Does this sound like Homestuck to you?
That's pretty Homestucky.
Okay. This is my own novel, Joy Traveler, and I have never read Homestuck.
Hey! the prestige!
Yes.
Yeah, well, there you go, right? Like there is such a rich...
It's a zeitgeist.
Yeah,
even though I never read any Homestuck, I started this in 2015 and wrote it together with my friend, and we finally completed it in 2018. And so I'm sure, I must have picked up, something from somewhere, but it feels very Homestucky. So, why don't all the Homestuck people read my book, damn it?
Did you have a series of simple to draw and very marketable characters?
A whole lot of yes, the Ryder family, the video games that they were playing all involve these very distinctive looking characters.
Okay.
But I guess I should have had more illustrations of them, but I did include them.
Did you ever draw any Muppet Babies pornography?
I'm sorry.
No comment.
Did your friends ever record an album about your characters being impregnated with themselves?
Yes! You haven't met my partner on this.
Wild. Yeah, you know what? Like, maybe you're some kind of, anti-Hussy.
Wow. I just don't have the hustle that Hussy has, I guess.
You know what?
Not only that, I've also made my own choose your own adventure games on that, and and point and click adventures. Actually, Mike has too. So
that's true. Yeah. I mean,
so again,
you're all playing in the same ball pit.
Yeah. In fact, perhaps the same character is controlling me and Mike and Andrew Hussey, and perhaps our adventures just haven't crossed over yet.
Ooh. Oh no.
Oh.
Wait, uh-oh.
Deep.
Hold on.
And you're part of it now.
Hold on.
You're all part of it.
I see.
You're all part of the never-ending story.
Some words in the sky. It says, a special presentation or Alf will not be seen tonight? I got the title drop, guys!
Woo! Well, we've reached the end of the episode, and that means you each get to say one mean thing about Mike.
Oh, is that tradition?
Yes. Now it is. We're making it a new tradition.
I think that the novel Moonflow by Betty Corella makes nom de guerre. Should have ended with a cool guy called Tom showing up and like killing all the baddies with a big hammer.
I
You
hope
didn't even read it. That's exactly what happened.
the Midnight Pals will get their animated pilot adaptation from Vis-a-vis Bob.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
And a whole lot of videos saying, Midnight Pals adaptation wasn't worth the wait.
I really hope they can get Stephen King to voice
It's been a
Stephen
Corella
King.
the problem. Oh, speaking of Stephen King, I did his voice at a thing a while ago.
Oh?
Yeah, they did at when we went to BabsCon, me and Mike for a Midnight Pals event. We did a live reading of a Midnight Pals skit that Mike had written, and I was cast as Stephen King. And guess what voice I gave him?
What voice you gave him?
Hi-oh.
The bouncy upbeat voice.
Hey,
Hey, everybody,
King of
it's
the
me,
Kings.
Stephen King.
I don't even know what a main
I
accent
did my
is,
best
so
to
I
give
can
him a kind
probably
of
do
Maine
an
accent,
imitation.
but it sucked.
Is what you have instead of your side accent.
A Maine accent is like this. Can't get there from here.
Sometimes
Imagine,
dead
if you
is
will.
better.
I am a Stephen King, a Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Okay, I think we should wrap things up because this is we've talked for several times longer than this pilot is long.
Welcome to our show,
I know.
So,
Oh, I knew the deal. Don't
what
worry.
what do you? How long are the things that you review on your show? Really?
Yeah. Okay, you know what? That's fair. Most of the stuff we talk about, like each cartoon is like maybe, I don't know, 3-5 minutes long. And I guess speaking of which, I'm going to do my plug now before I forget.
Yes. Plug, please.
Everyone listening to the sound of my voice right now, even if they're in the middle of driving or saving someone from a burning building, should go onto their podcatcher of choice and check out the podcast Flash in the Pan. We're also on Patreon as Flash in the Pan, and we have a website, flashinthepancast.com. This is where me and my wonderful co-host Alex Valentine, musician extraordinaire, we, for the last 8 years, have been talking about cartoons on the internet, specifically Flash cartoons, specifically the kind of stuff that fueled Newgrounds, Albino Black Sheep, Jib Jab, Beta, but with a 3 for the E, that kind of stuff. Everything from your Salad Fingers to your Homestar Runner to your Leo and Satan, your Happy Tree Friends, and 1,000 different violent stick figure animations and sprite animations. We've been doing it for years. We've had Mike on as a guest a couple times. We're definitely going to have Ethan on in future to talk about...
Yeah, as soon as I think of something that I've actually seen that that you haven't already done, I was like, have you done this? Yes. Have you done this? Yes. Have you done this? Yes.
Well, that's the beauty.
Can we get a pool, Dad?
Well, that's the beauty of covering long series like Homestar Runner or Ed's World or something, is that there is always something we haven't talked about yet. And there are a lot of big things that we haven't tackled that we'd be happy to talk about in the future. But yeah, our latest episode, our latest episode was our Halloween special, where we talked about cool zombies. We talked about comedy trick or treating, and we also talked about the internet reaction to the 9/11 attacks.
Ooh.
Yes. Did you know that more than one person made a comedy Flash animations about Osama bin Laden that are Halloween themed?
With a Halloween theme. You're 12 days late. Come on.
But yes.
Oh, no, wait, no. No, I'm an idiot. I thought September came after Halloween for a second. I'm up too early.
But yeah, flashinthepancast.com or Flash in the Pan, wherever good podcasts are sold, and also on Spotify.
Well, before I plug my pluggables,
All right.
I
And
want
Jerna,
to
you have
highly
anything you
recommend
wanna
Flash
bring up
in
with
the
us?
Pan as well. I think I finished
oh, thank you.
Yes.
the final episodes of a couple of days ago, and I can say it's very enjoyable. I really enjoy the camaraderie between you and
thank you
Alex.
so much.
And the occasional guests that come in. Yes, and I also I want to say I didn't have like a Newgrounds upbringing, so a lot of these Flash cartoons are new for me. So that's why I'm really interested. Anyway, my name is Jerna. You can find me on Blue Sky at Jernacious.itch.io, which is what Blue Sky had this ability to like change your handle to the website you're using. Coincidentally, I also have an itch.io page. It's Jernacious. That is, it's probably linked in the show notes, where you can find my comics. I'm a comic writer. They are on a pay what you want model, except one, because we had that one. We had a Kickstarter for that one, and we published it into an actual physical book. So that one is only paid. I would recommend them all. They are about, some are comical, some are horrific, some are very erotically charged, especially my last one. And I'm also working with someone else for another porn comic, which should be coming out soonish on my web store. Yeah.
All right.
Sounds cool.
Fantastic.
And we all and all of us know well the crossover in appeal between people talk about cartoons and pornography.
Yes. I mean, we have never pretended to be safe for work on this show.
No, not in the slightest.
Me neither.
Which does not stop me from listening to it at my own workplace all the time.
Sorry. It wasn't the podcast.
Oh.
It wasn't the podcast. It was
what you did while listening.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having us, Ethan. Where can people find your stuff?
Great. Very grateful. Glad that you could come. Sorry that Mike couldn't come. Oh, I didn't get mine.
Yeah.
Not to get too catty, but, Mike tried to make the blue lipstick work a lot longer than he should have.
Wow.
Wow, was that too far? I'm sorry.